the wild Atlantic way was ever mentioned. Sure, the west coast of Ireland was still on the map. And you know, Kerry was a very dangerous place to visit back then, so it was, because there was bandits in every corner of the county, hiding out in the valleys, the woods and the mountains. Now, these bandits usually robbed the rich to help the poor. Do you know, a bit like Robin Hood there, but you know, most of them were fine, except this bandit that came across the border there from West Limerick. He was a villainous creature. He was known as Blue-Nosed Saggy Bottom Bill. No one called him this to his name. Oh no, Dave, unless they had the desire to feel the steel tip of his sword. And he was called this because his big blue bulbous nose was the biggest part of him. And it shone bright and blue. And when he walked, the old gash of him, the old trousers used to be falling down around his hips until the backside of it arrived down near his bottom. So that's how he ended up called Blue-Nosed Saggy Bottom Bill. Well, he was a villainous creature. He'd rob anybody that ever came to road. And nobody dare call him that to his face. Oh, no, never, 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 because he could do anything to him. Well, I'm going back to the times now when there was fairs and they'd have to take the cattle to fairs. And there was a man outside in Ashby, and he had calves for sale in the spring market. And he'd a lovely house now, and sure, the wife was a lovely woman as well, so she was very pleasant to everybody except himself. Now, yeah, she was, I suppose, jawing and giving out, and you know the way the mouth would be open. Now, I'll touch myself here now, giving out and giving out and giving out, giving out, you see. But the daughter, his daughter, oh, she was the light of his life. Blue-eyed and bunny, with always a pleasant smile and a welcome for her dad when he'd come in, and always willing to help. Well, my man was going to the fair early in the morning, and the daughter hopped out of bed and ran out and said, Dad, can I come with you? And you know, he didn't have the heart to refuse her. So the horse and the cart with the calves were ready to go, and he said, run in and get your coat, he said, cover yourself up well, because it will be cold out there. Well, in she goes, and out she comes in a bundle and hops into the cart, and the two of them hit away for town. And of course, it was early in the morning before the sun started to rise, and as they showed nearer to the town of Listowel, sure, more and more farmers were going off to the market with their cattle. And by the time they reached the town, sure, there was a throng of people in front. And by the time they reached the square to set out their cattle, their calves for sale, sure, they were in a back, out of the way corner. And it was a long time in the evening before, out in the day, before the jobbers, the buyers and the sellers, buyers made it down to that corner of the square. So it was late in the day before the farmer sold his few calves. And you know, after getting the money for the calves, of course he had to buy a few bits for herself, like, you know, your messages for home, and of course ribbons for his pride and joy, his small little girl, and you know, fiddly-faddly things like that. But you know, the evenings, they come down quick that time of the year. And my man was striking off for home. The calves sold, money in his pocket, things going good, not a care in the world, and his little lady was singing him a song going up the road to shorten his journey. But just as he was going up Tullahinel, there's roads going up to Scrollam and down the other side to Ballylongford. My gosh, wasn't he set upon by the bend of bandits, blue nose, saggy bottom bill, hopped out your money or your life. Well, quick as a flash, the farmer pulled the money and he gave it to the daughter. He said, there, he said, hide that the best you can, he said, try to keep it safe. Well, the bandits, your money or your life. Oh, hey, they searched your men inside and out, and they found no money. And the bandit blue nose, saggy bottom bill, turned to one of his mates and he said, search the girl. Well, a big Hulk man came over. Well, he caught the young lady. He toppled her upside down like that. He caught her by her two ankles and he started shaking her to see would money fall out. No money. Oh, the farmer was delighted that they let him go with their life. But didn't they take the horse and car? And there he was, and when he got far enough away, and he was lonesome after losing his fine horse and the car, when they didn't get the money, sure they were bound to take something. But at least he had his daughter alive and safe. And he said to her, he said, girl, he said, where did you hide the money? How didn't they get it? Oh, she said, Dad, she said, I hid it in my mouth. Oh, good God, she said, 'tis a pity your mother wasn't with us and we could have saved the horse and car as well. So